welcome to the Gadget Spot.
Welcome.
Hey, people.
Hey.
James.
Hey, James.
Hey, James.
It was James. He's no longer with us.
Because his shirt is so tight.
Tight shirt,
Yeah, I can see his belly button right now.
Tight shirt.
You can?
tight
Yeah, I
shirt,
can.
James.
Can you?
No.
And, whoa, he's slowly unbuttoning everything.
You leave those buttoned up.
Yep.
Don't
That's
tell me what
Leave
to
it
do.
buttoned up.
That is for Lex and no one else.
You're not my mom.
Or
That could be
am I?
arranged.
You never know.
Do you know who that is?
Uh-huh. In this case, I do.
Oh.
Okay. What a way to start the show off. All right. Let's introduce ourselves.
Hey, I'm Owen, at TechNoan. You can follow me on Twitter, and I've actually had some people friend me on my Xbox Live account.
Hey, there you go.
I didn't know that, because I haven't played in like 3 weeks, so
I have that problem
actually a
too.
month.
Kids, you know.
So I added them. I
Kids.
think they're from this. I don't know. There's no other reason why anybody would friend me, but it's...
I'm not
it's,
likable. That's
my
for sure.
my name on there is Mordieth84. That's MORDIETH 84. You can friend me on there, and
He
When I
wasn't
get-
born in 84, ladies and gentlemen.
no,
He's
there's
lying about
there's
his
a
age.
story there.
Yeah,
about
you've told it before.
my other account being banned.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
You
Well,
have.
There you go.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
All right,
Anyway.
Jaren. Did you like your turn now, Jaren?
I like.
It sounds like you would like your turn.
I want it to always be my turn.
Uh-huh.
I'm Jaren at Jaren, JARRON.
Is that where your Twitter's at?
That's
Yeah,
all of
that's
it.
my
Right?
Twitter.
Okay.
And my Pokemon Go name, which doesn't really matter, is Geronimo with zeros.
It might matter later on. We'll talk
I
about
hope so.
Yep.
it. Your turn.
This is Excitable James right here.
Sounds exciting.
My Twitter handle is at JDD Jensen. JDD is for ADD. Same thing for Pokemon Go. JDD Jensen.
JDD's for ADD.
I was wondering if it's going to be funeral taters.
You know, I thought about it. I really, really thought about it because
that's
funeral taters.
It's a good one.
Right? And the cool thing is no, it's not taken. But no, it's JDD Jensen. So if you want to get to and or follow me, also go online and go to this website, shizyouwant.com, buy stuff, and it's great.
Will there be Gadget Spot gear in the future?
Yeah, actually.
We are working toward that.
Yeah.
It's in the works as we speak.
So
Speak.
look out for that. It's going to
Yes.
be great.
It's going to be awesome.
And I am Tony. You can follow me on Twitter at QuadTTony or check me out on the Geek Show podcast. And if the Pokemon Go stuff ever, comes out with everything they said they were going to, I'll be Quad T Tony on that as well. Bam.
What's the fourth T in quad T?
Trill.
Trill?
What does that mean?
Jay gave me that one.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Did you switch
So
everything from...
it's okay because trill is like African American slang, you could say, I guess.
Can you say
urban.
that then?
It's urban.
Are you allowed to say that as a
So,
white
yeah,
person?
I
He
am
hides it with triple T.
because Jay's a black guy and he gave me.
So
that
Oh,
name.
it works.
But
It
we
works then.
we can't say it then.
No.
Just you.
No, everyone else just has to say Quad T.
Okay.
Yeah, and
All right.
and not know it.
Yep.
Oh.
Except for all the urban listeners out there, you can say trill because you're urban.
Also, a quick heads up.
Whoa, we're walking on thin ice here.
This episode, we're recording it on cameras, and so YouTube it.
I'm looking
It'll be
at
on
the
our
camera
Facebook page.
right now.
Bam.
I don't know how permanent the YouTube thing's going to be.
Yeah, we're giving it a
We'll
shot.
try it out.
James
Why
wanted
not?
to do it.
Yeah,
I
I got a couple extra cameras. Why not?
I said
You know?
okay.
Yeah, I like it.
You can see all our faces. You can see Jaren's hair.
It's amazing today.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
If I had to describe it with one word, it'd be...
yours
looks-
is pretty good yourself, James.
I know, that's why I didn't wear a
did
hat
both
today.
of you use
Yeah.
hair dryers today?
Yeah.
I use a hairdryer every day.
Well, you
I've
got to when
never.
it's this
every
thick.
day. Oh yeah, when
You
it's just
can't get it dry. I don't got the time.
when it's just trying to bust out of your head, you got to use a blow dryer.
Well, and my other thing, too, is sometime on this podcast, we need to discuss when to use the blue button.
Oh, the
on
cold
hair
shot.
dryer. Yeah. I
Yep.
don't know when to use that. Is that to keep it out?
That is very good.
I'm
I
feeling
discussion
Megan,
right there.
Megan,
You know-
your wife, knows how to use it.
Yeah, she is a cosmetologist, but I think you guys are on the wrong podcast.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's a
kind
gadget.
of a gadget.
It's a gadget.
It's a gadget.
This is the Gadget
hey,
Spot.
hey, who all thinks it?
Not men's hair 101 podcast.com.
All right, James, we gotta
Who
get
thi-
we gotta get a side podcast going here. Just hair all the time.
Hey, who thinks it's a gadget? Raise your hand.
Hey, people can see that now.
Oh,
That's two of
3
us.
to 2.
No, I
3
don't
to
want
2.
to. I don't want to get on board with that.
Yeah, well, I started this podcast, so my vote counts as all of them. Not a gadget.
Oh.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
It's a tool.
All right, anywho.
It was a gadget when Jaron brought it up, and it was about the Dyson.
That
Ooh,
one
that-
was
that
awesome.
qualifies as a
yeah.
gadget.
That one's baroni.
I don't know what that means.
Baloney.
Oh,
I know what that
It
means.
was a racist term.
Oh yeah, that was racist.
guys,
Can we do?
that.
Can we do email?
And we're moving on to email.
Yeah. All right. We got one email from this week from a gentleman named Randall. Subject line: LED lights. So he starts off, "Dear so-called the Gadget Spot."
Oh,
Yeah, them's fighting words.
That's starting off a little hostile.
It
Randall.
is.
We're not so cold.
I know you, Randall, and we are the Gadget Spot.
Oh, it's someone you know.
Indeed,
So that's why he's being all sassy.
Randall.
Snarky.
Yeah. All right.
Randy.
Are you feeling Randy? He's probably tired of that
I was
joke.
gonna say, got that joke forever.
Yeah, I know.
Ever since Austin Powers.
Yep. All right. Have any of you pulled the trigger on LED bulbs in your house? If so, any suggestions for brands, wattage, etc.? I want to start using them in some of my basement rooms, but I'm wondering if the 60-watt equivalents will be bright enough or if I need to get 100-watt equivalents. Also, do they have a fluorescent glow or more of a warm brightness? Hope that makes sense. Thanks for the help. Love the show. Keep up the good work. Randall sent from my iPhone.
They're amazing. I get them at
iPhones?
Costco.
I also have LED lights in my house.
I love them.
and I love them.
I went before I bought them. I too thought they would be more fluorescent-like, but they're not. They're
No.
warm.
It's
And
true
there's-
color.
Yeah,
There's
it is.
different kinds you can get. You can get some that are a warmer white, some that are a cooler white, some that are a neutral.
You can test them too.
Yeah.
You can go to Home Depot and turn them. I had a horrible experience. I bought like 8 of them, and they say, "Oh, they'll last for like
10 years. or
10
something
years."
Like that.
I had them for 4 months, 3 months.
They burned
Yeah,
out.
there's
They-
a couple.
what's
that
brand?
are out.
This was Philips.
What?
Really?
Yeah, Philips. I got them at the Home Depot, and they were like $12 a bulb, and
Yeah.
they tanked
Yep.
on me.
Mine's been hit or miss. Like
And they get
some
ri-
last forever,
Yeah.
and then some die out in 2-3 months,
So the ones I've purchased from IKEA, they've lasted a long time so far.
which is surprising.
And
Yeah.
I got them on sale for like $250 each. They were
Oh,
crazy
robbed.
cheap.
That
Yeah.
was rough.
The
you-
wire cutter, a website that recommends the best gadgets of every category. They recommend Walmart's great value LED bulb.
When you
Those are the ones that look like a.
I did
like
the
a little column, aren't they? A little sphere.
No,
I did the
it looks
CFL.
like a normal light
Do
bulb.
you guys
maybe
ever
I'm
do
thinking-
any of the CFLs either, like
I'm
the
thinking of something
compacts?
I did a lot of CFLs before I went to LED.
Yeah.
And the CFLs were okay, but LEDs are definitely better.
Yeah, LEDs, they're like pretty
Oh, for
much
sure.
instant on.
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't need to
No
warm
warm
up,
up, you're right.
which is so much nicer.
So what you want to do is compare the lumens. The lumens
Right.
on the box. If you want a 60-watt, go find a 60-watt, 60-watt, regular tungsten light bulb you like, and see how many lumens it produces and what color temperature it has, and then go to the LED bulbs and just match up the color temperature and the lumens. So if you need to go 100 watt to get the lumens you want, that's fine. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter really LEDs what you use, because they use so little power that you can put a 100-watt bulb in like a 35-watt
They'll all.
socket
Yeah, it's-
because it draws so little power that it won't notice.
What's
Yeah.
great about LEDs is theoretically they're supposed to last a long time, but the problem with LED bulbs, they have like actual circuits in there, so the circuits can
That's what
go
happens,
out.
I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they all say on the box how many lumens, and they'll actually because in order to get into the industry they put on their matches up with a 60-watt, like
Yeah.
equivalent to a 60-watt. So you can go check them out. It's basically in the end it's basically the light texture you like the blue or the white or whatever.
It's a personal preference situation. And I would definitely don't worry about buying the most expensive. You
I
can
did
get
that.
cheap ones
Yeah.
that are good.
Cheap ones are great.
Now, if you go for really expensive ones, you can get into the smart light bulb
That's what I'm doing
situation.
next.
Philips Hue,
Yeah,
those
Philips
are
Hue, stuff like that.
crazy
You
expensive.
can also
They're-
get the adapters though, right?
They're way expensive. I've never seen any
The
adapters.
Wemo where you just plug it into an existing light socket.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Oh.
Those
turns
adapters do
any-
exist.
Turns any light bulb into a smart light bulb.
Yeah.
Well, Philips Hue also can do pretty much any color, so that's
Right.
you can
You
have.
get purple for the bedroom.
Yeah.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
That's right.
I'm more of a hot pink kind of guy.
Oh,
Yep.
I see how it is.
Both of those two use hair dryers, for the record.
Yep. And we're both very, very good-looking people.
Oh, I was wondering where you were going to go with that.
I was about to say other stuff, but I didn't.
I also have 2 nipples.
Way to censor yourselves. Except you, James.
Oh.
So that is our recommendation as far as bulbs go. They're finally to the point too where they're much more affordable than they used to be. So
Yep.
just go check it out.
Yep.
I kind of like the smart light bulbs. That's a cool idea.
I'm interested in them because of all the home automation stuff, like the on Hub and the Google. What are they called? The other one, At Home.
Google, yeah, I think it's At Home.
At Home, and then they made the On Hub, which integrates with all that stuff.
The problem I have with the Smart Hub stuff is we still don't have a standard.
Yeah,
and so you might be investing into something that'll just go away in 18
like
months.
Echo,
Yep.
or any of the Amazon ones that could possibly just
And the company Nestbot then completely shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What was that company?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I tried to. I was
doesn't
trying
matter.
to. I was trying to tell that exact. I made that exact reference today when talking about the On Hub.
Yeah,
Because
they're not around though, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, never mind. Let them be struck from history.
Strict from memory.
Revolve is the name.
There you
Revolve.
go.
Yep.
I pet a dog today and it gave me an allergic reaction. I got little red spots on my arm.
That's fleas, bro.
That's not fleas. Is that really fleas?
It is fleas.
Are you?
Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me
Well,
see the
stand
bugs.
back.
Stay
but-
away from us, please.
See the little red spots? See right there? You see
Oh
in the
man,
light?
this is so
you had
important.
LED
We need
lights
to
on here?
interrupt the podcast.
Those are hives.
Oh, in your face.
Speaking as someone who had fleas
Did you really have
in
fleas?
my
That's because of your beard, dude.
in my 2-year
You got to cut that beard.
my 2-year religious sabbatical in Honduras. I contracted fleas because everyone does there, and those are not flea bites. So rest assured, all you need is some Benadryl.
Does that mean you have Lyme disease now?
That's
Those are
ticks.
ticks.
No, it's ticks.
I didn't ever get bit by a tick in Honduras.
I got ticks.
Is it because
Multiple?
ticks-
I
have.
flicked them off my legs before they burrowed in.
Oh, nice.
I got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a tick on someone?
Yeah,
it's
horrible.
nasty.
I saw a dog that
terrifying.
looked like it was tumorous.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
look it up
Oh,
right now.
let's move on to gadgets.
Right. And let's talk about bloody bugs.
Yes.
Um,
Actually, we got a Facebook
let's-
post.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Oh, man.
bloody something else.
So we got a Facebook post, and I, was on there checking it, and I was going to add this. It's kind of the battery segment, the BS as well.
This will be our BS.
Yeah.
We haven't
as
had
well.
one in a while, so yeah, this is
yeah.
awesome.
Goodness.
So we got a Facebook post from Chris Cushley.
Cushley.
Is he from
Cushly.
Denver?
No,
Oh.
he wouldn't guess where he's from.
You never
Okay,
will.
I'll just
I
tell-
wouldn't guess where
No,
he's from.
you technically wouldn't, but
Australia.
no, close. Northern Ireland, not really close.
Belfast.
nice.
Belfast in Northern
Are you
Ireland.
serious?
Yeah, it's
Unle-
cool.
Unless
huh?
he's lying. Are you lying?
Hello, mate.
well,
No.
That's
Nope.
the wrong one.
So
still.
there's that's
Nope.
still wrong. I don't.
He's
Anyway,
from Ireland.
he's from Ireland, or he says he is. I mean,
That's it. You got it.
I got to make a turn.
There you go. That's it. You probably haven't offended the whole nation at this point. So
I have white friends.
Well, you gotta
So-
quit that. Quit that. You can't do that anymore here.
Every show needs a racist person.
knock that
That's
off.
James.
we actually rotate quite frequently.
It's
I don't feel like that's racist if I try.
We make fun of everyone,
Yep.
Yeah.
including ourselves, all the time.
Some more than others.
I like. No. I was going to do my ginger accent, but I decided not to.
Why? Why'd you decide not to?
Because it sounds exactly like me and you wouldn't be able to guess it.
Yep. It's because us gingers, we sound just like normal people.
I don't know.
Just
I mean,
like.
it's a little empty.
Well,
No
you know,
souls and all.
it's something I deal with, and I'm okay. I've come to terms with it. Doesn't bother me anymore.
That's fake.
Is it true that you guys are going to be extinct by 2020?
No, I think we're growing in numbers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I read
Yeah.
an article that
There's
said
dozens of you.
gingers are dying.
Oh, that's bull crap.
I think I just had a ginger.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think my daughter's going to be coming.
What color hair does your wife have?
She has red hair.
Well, there you
Oh,
go.
okay. Well,
See,
yeah.
we're growing in
Also-
numbers.
Because you have dark hair,
I do. Well, it's gray.
and that kind of
Mostly.
worried me.
Sad, but
All
it
right.
was dark at one point. Anyway, yeah, Chris in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and he gave us a good battery segment, so we put it in here. But he also had a comment in there. Googling Belfast can be interesting. ...
So what? So what?
I don't know. I myself was befuddled by that comment, and I went to Google and Googled it instantly. I mean, immediately I was like, "Oh, I'm doing that right now." And I know more about Belfast in Northern Ireland, but there's not anything interesting.
Wow, this is going in a really good direction.
Sorry,
Oh,
no.
hold up. I'm the racist one, and you just said Belfast was uninteresting. I'm looking up pictures. It looks very
A
interesting.
city is not a race.
It's not. and you can do whatever you want to a city. First of all, but
not
hey,
saying anything.
you know what? In true research form, I did grab some facts, thinking these were interesting. I will read them now. There's a giant ring, 5,000-year-old henge from the Iron Age.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Stonehenge, dummy.
Is it there? Is that?
No, I'm just kidding.
That's not.
I
in
felt dumb
Ireland.
for not knowing that, but I wasn't sure, and I was going to own it.
Okay.
It's the birthplace, the shipyard of the Titanic.
Ah.
So it's where
So
the Titanic.
apparently it made the trip once.
I don't know.
Didn't the Titanic sink because it was made with cheap parts?
No, it was a
it's
bad
sacred.
design. They didn't cap
No, it
the
was-
bulkheads, and the water
I
overflowed.
thought it was something to do with bad rivets too.
Oh, maybe that's true, but all I know
I
is the
thought it was
water.
an iceberg.
Oh well, yeah, that contributed.
Well, yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I mean,
taught
I haven't-
me all
I haven't-
I
Iceberg's
know
just
about it.
water.
I haven't
so
seen
water
the
sunk a
movie.
boat.
Well, and so also I looked up the weather because I thought maybe that would be interesting. And it's going to be kind of rainy out there this next week. So
Hey, that's something.
I mean, you're going to get up to a high of 62 on Tuesday.
I hope you're listening, Chris.
So
That's for you.
that's just for you.
By the time he listens to it, it's going to be Wednesday.
Oh,
Maybe
let's
even
give him
Thursday.
Wednesday.
Well, Wednesday has a high of 61.
Yeah.
See it right here.
Isn't a lot of like Game of Thrones filmed out in Ireland?
Yeah, that's
probably.
actually gonna. The whole Brexit thing's gonna affect our Game of Thrones because no more free travel
No.
between everywhere.
HBO already said it won't affect it.
Okay.
yeah,
good.
That's done.
Then so moving on to the battery segment section, the BS.
I gotta say,
Recommended by Chris Cushley.
It is.
I do need to say though, of all the British Isles accents, the Irish one is the best.
Oh, I'm a big
By
fan of
far.
Ireland.
You
actually.
don't know nothing of John Snee,
That's
right?
oh my
that.
god,
That
I
was
do it?
that was close.
That
you
was-
should
Right?
keep working on
that
that.
was terrible.
No, actually, Ireland is one of the. It's on my bucket list to visit. Like,
Heck yeah,
I want to
sure.
go there.
I want
So-
to kiss the Blarney Stone.
Yeah, all that. So, so the battery segment section.
The
segment?
BS. Just call it the BS.
The BS.
It's the BS.
Here's
Okay.
here's the BS.
Chris gave us a cool article about the
Blarney
BS.
section.
And it's actually an article. You can look this up on our show notes. Go check out the Hourglass battery.
Hourglass battery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check out the Hourglass battery.
Sorry, we're still laughing about the Blarney section. That was actually
That was
clever.
That was
That was
good.
one of the most clever
Blarney.
things James has said.
Blarney barnacles.
Yeah,
Yeah, there it went.
Yeah, it's gone. You should have just rode that high.
Yep.
So it's an Hourglass liquid battery that runs on gravity.
So you just turn it over like an hourglass?
Yeah, you set the charge based on the angle of which you tilt the hourglass.
So you can get more charge if you do.
Or less. You can change. I think
Ah.
it looks like maybe you can change your output.
That is neat.
I didn't read about it. I'll be honest, not a ton. I was more interested in the technology behind it, which has basically been around for since the 70s, which is like passing a chemical through a membrane,
Yeah.
separating the neurons and the electrons, and then
Neutrons?
neutrons.
Neurons are in your brain.
Whatever, dude. Look, can't all be gold.
You were too busy researching the weather in
Yeah.
Dublin.
I'm still thinking about it. Going,
Belfast.
Oh,
In Belfast.
I'm still thinking about Ireland. There's a really good song about that. Anyway, so the Hourglass battery is pretty cool because these MIT researchers have basically made it smaller. And
How small?
it doesn't have
How
the
small
dimensions.
is
It
it?
doesn't say the dimensions, but
Oh,
it looks pretty small from the picture that has no background or frame of reference. So anyway, so as I was reading about this, I just took some quick notes because it's the battery segment that will probably never make it to consumer markets.
All of the battery segments would ever make it to
That's
the
the whole point of the BS.
That's the whole point of the BS. So anyway, it's got a chemical in there that sloshes back and forth. The great thing is it's the implications that they talk about are using it with solar and wind to kind of like rock things
to
back
rock
and
it.
forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So more of an adaptation onto existing power methods.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then the article talks about Sony making a prototype of this type of technology, the fuel cell that uses glucose, right? Like it's a sugar based inside. And then as I was reading through, something struck me that I read through. You know, once you think about glucose and sugar, there's something diabetes.
That's what I think of.
But that's exactly right. That
beatus.
makes you think of something blood
Diabetes.
related, right? Like
Blood.
the diabetes.
Yep.
Blood.
So there's a guy as I was going through this. Some of the implications that would be applications that would be used for is like pacemakers.
Stuff that you need.
Think of genetic modifications like lights in your arms, or when people have you ever followed that movement? I actually follow a girl on Twitter.
Cybernetic augmentations.
Yeah, where they put like sensors in their hand and do
every
things.
now and then I sit on my hand until it goes numb.
Why do you do that?
It's something to do at work.
Oh,
cool.
Oh, okay. Well,
That could have gone a
We're
lot
gonna
worse.
leave that alone.
Yep,
Yep.
we're gonna.
No more.
Anyway, but so I was reading about that glucose and how there's sugar, and Sony did that. And at the bottom of the article, they're like, "Yeah, it's actually already been done. This guy made a blood lamp. Blood lamp.
Blood.
Is that
Yeah.
like the leg lamp from A Christmas Story?
No, that's a lamp,
But it's
that
blood.
requires your blood to make light. So
So what you're saying is we got to give our blood
That
to
was-
the mechanical overlords that we're going to be serving someday?
yeah, he said basically if you know his the question on the video, which you guys should all go watch. It'll be on the show notes, or it'll be on the page, Facebook page or whatever. But is how much power would we use if we had to use blood to make it work?
So that raises
Absolutely
the next question.
zero. For me.
Not zero. I just go make a water wheel in the backyard.
Would a diabetic have better blood for it because the glucose doesn't break down in their blood?
Yeah. I mean, are
Can
they,
a diabetic really give up that much blood, though, without passing out?
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I mean,
We still don't know how much blood we're talking about.
anyway,
here.
go watch the video.
Jaren's watching it.
Sorry. That's that's the creepiest video. Also, a warning, Jaren. It's the creepiest video I've ever seen. So
I'm looking it up right now.
yeah,
I
go
like
look at the video. They decided to do it in black and white like a bunch of creepers.
It makes it even creepier.
And they got this person that looks like it's straight out of a picture from 1919 where they didn't smile.
Oh jeez.
And she cuts herself and makes a light bulb
man.
glow. And
Oh, you just ruined the video for everyone.
no,
Good job.
go watch it. You have to now. You have to see it for
Wow.
yourself. You
Yeah,
won't.
it's
Anyway,
it's.
that's the
it's
BS.
hard. Huh.
The BS actually goes down a dark, twisty path to that video.
Indeed.
I did not see that coming.
No.
Nope, not at all.
So
Well, speaking of
Thanks,
blood,
Chris.
Oh yeah, thanks, Chris.
thanks, Chris. Actually, we actually like to post on our Facebook and the
Yeah.
likes and everybody.
it's not
That's
that
been
I,
a good.
I
good
feel
thing.
like we owe you an apology for terrible Irish accent impersonations.
that's a Blarney.
Blarney.
Popcorn and shrimp.
But thanks for posting on
No.
our Facebook.
No, that was not.
Speaking of, did you say popcorn shrimp?
Yeah, he did.
I'm making the popcorn and shrimp.
Now it's
Oh,
Italian.
we're
I
way
think.
Yeah,
out.
that was like Italian mixed with.
That was. I don't even know.
Very stone
I just-
Mario.
Hey, a Princess Peach.
That's better.
Right?
That's more Mario.
I'm making the popcorn macaroni pizza.
Speaking of blood, we're gonna bloody up James in just a minute.
Turga bloody.
No, there was a video game company. Did you guys read this that I put in the notes? Probably not.
No, I don't read your notes.
Yeah, thanks.
You only manipulate my notes.
I know
Indeed.
Owen read this because we had a conversation about it. Richard Garriott, the developer of Ultima.
Oh yeah.
Ultima is old school
What's
RPG.
Ultima?
Old school RPG. They haven't
Yeah.
made another one in a long
Oh,
time.
it's so good.
But a lot of them are free to play now, like the first 3, I think.
Yeah,
I can't
it's
remember
awesome.
exactly. But to help fund this next project that he has, I don't even. It doesn't. It's not really.
It doesn't say what it is, right?
Super descriptive
Yeah.
about what the next project is. Just that he's involved with it, and it's by developer Portalarium.
The company that made Portal.
No, dang it, that's Valve.
Yep.
Way up.
Basically, in lieu of, or maybe it's in addition to a Kickstarter style campaign to raise money for this this game, they basically took some blood from Richard Garriott.
Awesome.
What is up with this podcast today?
Oh man.
But they took some blood from Richard Garriott and were auctioning it off for $5,000.
It is. You can go see it. It's a picture of his blood sandwiched between 2 pieces of glass and framed.
Yeah.
You know, you
And-
can't sell sperm on eBay either.
That
So
never
it is.
stopped me.
It even looks kind of like a fountain that's spurting.
Well,
I
see,
mean, it's-
yeah. I mean, it looks almost like
blood,
a very
James.
poorly prepared microscope slide.
Yeah, like you broke it when
Yeah.
you put the microscope down too far.
So what do
Yeah.
you see when you look at that? Because it kind of looks like a Rorschach test.
Yeah, it's like a
squishy
it's
tea
just
tap.
kind of bleh.
I see a poorly done social media campaign.
So they wanted $5,000 for that,
Yeah.
and eBay made them take it down.
Really? Oh, awesome. So I played that Ultima game a lot, like as a kid, and now it's free. You can go play it for free, and it was like the precursor to World of Warcraft. It was out before World of Warcraft. Yeah,
It was
the original. It was one of the original sandbox games in that.
It was massively multiplayer online before that was a thing.
Yeah,
it's the old hipster of MMOs.
And now the people like me that loved being bullies on that game got the original code, and they made their own servers, and they host it for free now. You can go play. So
well, that's fun.
You can check that out.
UO Renaissance. Or UO Second Age. There's a whole bunch of players out there. They're really competitive and they hate each other and all that. I played on multiple servers. And
they're like factions.
I put in. I'm not kidding. In my adult life, as in like 2 years ago, I have put in like over 700 hours on that game.
Holy moly!
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not joking. That's a lot.
Don't you have kids?
Yeah,
and a job?
I almost lost all of that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I honestly, my biggest concern with not having kids yet is like how I'll make time to do the things that I enjoy doing. And I know that a lot of people say, well, you'll make time. But, like, how do you seriously make time?
Supposedly, a lot of the things you love doing become playing with your kids.
Supposedly.
It changes your whole perspective. What do you like to do now?
All right. So
it changes your perspective.
The first few months, it takes some getting used to. But when the child is young, it doesn't do anything. So you can pretty much play video games while holding the child, and it doesn't really matter.
I call it playing Halo 5 because it's
Baby Halo.
Where
You
she
get
grabs
but
my where she
the
grabs
child
my remote.
becomes more interactive slowly over time. So it kind of eases you into the whole.
Do you just
losing
put a couple
time
of
thing.
weights in their diapers so it makes them so like if you push them over, they just kind of rebound?
They're not
back
like
up?
a weeble wobble at all. No, you actually have to really be careful.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang it!
They're not like a weeble wobble.
That's what I was going for. Is like a weeble wobble.
I have 3 at this point. Extensive testing.
Yeah, but have you tried though?
Maybe you should wait another 10 years, James.
How dishwasher friendly are babies?
You should get a house plant.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a cat. He's kept a cat alive.
I got a bob tree. No, bonsai tree at work.
Is it still alive?
So what we're going to talk about
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Blood. Anyway,
is dead.
All right, I think that is the end of the blood segment.
the blood and
the
batteries.
BS.
An all new BS.
Thank goodness.
So, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Selling a developer's blood to help raise money for the new game.
How come this doesn't work on an iPad?
Because it's special for the Surface Book. Don't touch
This
it.
is a thingy for the Surface Book.
Yeah, what is that? It's the pen for the Surface Book,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
but it's
Surface
got
Book pen.
like a
That's what it
special
is.
digitizer that's only recognized by the sensors inside a Surface Book or a Surface Pro. It's not just a
normal
conductive stylus.
Really?
Yeah.
I
it's
thought
different.
that's what it was.
Nah.
Nope.
That's why That's why there's 1,000 different pressure points, like 1,000 different levels of pressure you can use on it.
A normal iPad
1,000.
only uses capacitance, so you'd have to get a stylus that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So depending
It's
on
capacitive.
how hard you push, it'll make the line bigger on the screen.
But do you
and
use
stuff
it
like
for
that.
anything more than a stylus?
Oh no.
There you go.
I don't even
If
use
I
my
w-
stylus.
If I was an artist, I would use it all the time.
Right.
Or if I had Photoshop or something like that I was good at.
Does your wife Megan use it?
No, because it's my work computer. She doesn't use my work stuff.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch it. All right.
Someday we'll look at getting her a Surface Book or something, a Surface
Or
Pro.
an iPad Pro?
Or she doesn't like Apple products very much.
I like her a lot
You
more
say she has an Apple product.
What's
on her
wrong
lap?
with Apple products?
That's a Nexus 9.
Not from behind, it looks like.
Anyway, enough about the mobile preferences of the Eccles household. Moving on to HDR.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive.
Yeah. So a listener who just happens to be related to me asked me to
It's his brother.
yes, he asked me to explain a little bit about HDR, and we've talked about this a little bit on past podcasts when talking about TVs, but we haven't gone into too much detail, and it can be confusing out there for all you people, but we're here to guide you through the maze that is HDR.
We'll hold your hand through the maze of the
High definition.
high
dynamic range.
I know.
All right, so HDR, high dynamic range, is special because of two things: better color, better contrast. So normal,
What are the two things?
better color and better contrast. Dang it!
Oh,
What's contrast for those people?
He
out there
literally
that don't
just
know?
said that.
Yes,
Like
3
not even 2
seconds ago. All right.
So, Jaron, explain contrast.
I'm getting there.
Oh,
It's
okay.
good to be on this side of the fence. I'm not gonna lie. Like you're on that side, you dumb.
Yeah, he's
And
an
then I'm on this
idiot.
side. I'm
Maybe
so
I
smart.
did it on purpose.
He did.
Normal TVs show about 16 million colors. TVs with HDR show over 1 billion colors.
Ooh, that's a
What?
lot
Get
more.
out of here.
So normal
No way.
color is 8-bit.
How many colors?
HDR is 10-bit color. So if you see 10-bit color, that means HDR.
I know what you did there.
That's the new encoding, right, for that HV.
But
EC?
if it's...
Did you say HVAC?
EC.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to explain this or not?
We just messing with
It's colors.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey,
So 10-bit color does not necessarily mean that it has HDR in contrast, though. Contrast is different than color. So for an HDR TV to be HDR, it needs to have 1,100 nits of brightness.
1100 what?
Nits.
That's
It's
a
a measure.
brightness level.
With 0.05 brightness for blacks.
What is a nit in comparison
I will tell
to
you.
a lumen?
So
Oh wow.
normal LCDs provide about 400 nits
Okay.
of brightness. The Sky is 30,000 nits of
Okay.
brightness.
See, the only reason why I ask is because before we had somebody who looked into the weather, and now we have somebody who looked into the thing. So you're doing good. High five.
Yeah, I don't know what you
You
mean
know
at
what?
all.
I
but-
still
Nope.
appreciate
Yeah,
the
No
weather.
it doesn't make
no
sense,
clue.
but
No.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to this side of the fence, James.
yeah, get over there.
Now it's like this.
All right, so the main standard for HDR is 1,100 nits of brightness with 0.05 for blacks. OLEDs TVs do not get as bright, so OLEDs provide about 540 nits.
Let's just say OLED from now on.
OLED, their nits is like half as much, but since their black levels are so great, they still are considered HDR because the contrast is so huge.
Ah.
Yeah. So, that is what HDR. Well, what are you doing,
I'm just excited to learn what you have to
All
teach
right.
me.
listeners? Let me tell you how hard it is to explain something
You don't got to tell me.
because everyone here is acting like idiots,
I'm not.
and they're all trying to
just
prevent
watching.
me from explaining something nice and
Yeah.
pretty for the listeners.
That's what you get for shoving
For the
my
listeners.
segment at the end of the show.
I think nits are also what lice are.
That's a different kind of
That's
knit.
a gnat.
That's a nit.
No,
This
those
guy.
are knits.
Those are nits.
all right. Moving on.
Anyway,
So you need an HDMI 2.0A cable for HDR. So
Or if the TVs were cool and supported it, display link cables would work too. They have enough.
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
enough bandwidth.
and make sure the cable can do 18 gigabits per second.
Ooh.
That is very important. So there's two standards of HDR: Dolby Vision and HDR10. Dolby Vision, of course, is sponsored by Dolby, and supposedly in future TVs they're going to support up to 12-bit color, which is a whole lot more than 10-bit,
Wow.
and up to 10,000 nits of brightness, which is insanely bright.
Although it's fun to have, is it necessary? Do you
It-
notice it?
have you
will-
seen it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you would totally
Oh,
notice
yeah.
it. So
Okay.
current TVs at most show like 1,100. The future standard supposedly will be 10,000, and the Sky is 30,000. So it'd be crazy bright. Problem with Dolby Vision is it's proprietary, which means you need a Dolby Vision mastered content played through a Dolby Vision source to a Dolby Vision screen.
It's a whole ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a whole ecosystem.
Dolbyception.
And TVs must have Dolby Vision built into it. You cannot have it added through a software update later.
Which means it's probably proprietary chips.
Chipset. Yep.
It's hardware, so you cannot.
Lame.
If a TV does not have Dolby Vision now, it will never have it. And there's no Dolby Vision on Blu-ray yet. However,
There isn't?
not yet.
Oh.
HDR10 is going to be on the 4K Blu-rays, not Dolby Vision for now. And the reason for that is because Samsung, Sony, and LG all got together and pretty much made an open platform version of
With
HDR
no licenses?
with no licenses.
Yeah.
So that's what HDR10 is.
Which is it's really weird to see that coming from Sony.
Yeah.
To see
Right?
Sony involved in something that's,
Well,
that's
they-
open.
they don't want to
They
pay.
own the hardware and the software.
Yeah, they don't want to pay Dolby licensing fees, just to put into their TV.
That's
They usually
their-
put
that's
a
their game.
fence around whatever they have. It's like,
Yeah.
my stuff.
Yeah. That's Sony's game.
Yeah.
They do that.
Oh yeah.
They don't want anybody else to do that.
You look, they did it a bunch of times. Beta.
Yeah,
Didn't they invent mini disc?
they did.
Mini disc.
They invented CD too,
Blu-ray.
though, and Blu-ray.
And,
Did they really invent CD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the rootkit. Thanks, Sony.
And the rootkit.
Rootkit viruses, little known hacker fact. Original
Sony?
rootkit virus. They were trying to protect DRM created the rootkit virus to get on there and watch to see if you were playing content that wasn't yours. And
What have we done?
And hackers got a hold of it and made the modern rootkit virus that you all hate today.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Sony.
Awesome. So HDR10 is a little bit different in Dolby Vision. It will never support 12-bit color, according to what I read. Maybe they can update it later, but for now, it only supports up to 10-bit color.
Dang.
But since there's no 12-bit color TVs out there, it's not really that big of a deal.
I would be curious to see a different, like a side-by-side of 10 and 12, because I've seen 8 versus 10, and the difference is drastic.
It is huge. 16 million to over 1 billion.
Yeah.
It's gigantic.
What did you do on your computer last time we were over here?
He changed it
I
to
changed
10-bit.
it to 10-bit.
Is that where you can see the difference? Is that where you've seen the difference?
Yeah.
We saw
yeah.
it. You
Yeah.
did with Doom, right?
Doom.
So
Yeah.
many colors.
It's-
Like the level was all orange, and normal it just looked like it's an orange level. But with 10-bit color turned on, it's like, oh my gosh, I never knew there's so many shades of orange.
Yeah, and what that does too, especially for games, is it adds so many more colors, which makes your textures stand out a lot more, and the graphics look way nicer on 10-bit versus 8-bit. And the other cool thing about that is your performance doesn't take any sort of hit,
Right.
because all it's doing is adding colors. You're not adding any geometry. You're not adding any textures.
Basically, that's already there.
Yeah,
You're just
it's all already there.
different canvas.
Oh man, it's gonna be great for playing Minecraft.
Minecraft 8-bit?
The new Xbox One S will support HDR, and Gears of War 4 will be the first game that uses HDR on the Xbox.
So problem with HDR10 is it's less precise than Dolby Vision. It's kind of hard to explain why that is or what that means, but pretty much content people, they like to be able to control everything, so they kind of like Dolby Vision better because they can be as precise as they want. But with HDR10, it can be added via software update. So the new Vizio P series, it comes with Dolby Vision, and they're adding HDR10 later in the year with the firmware update. So we got a format war going on here. If you want to be safe, buy a TV with Dolby Vision, and HDR10 can be added later. My guess is HDR10 will probably win, but you never know.
I think so.
Dolby has a lot of power.
With those big
We'll
guys
see.
behind it.
Blu-ray currently supports HDR10. I think I already said that.
We saw a similar thing with HD DVD
Sony's
versus Blu-ray.
Yeah, Sony's already played this game before, right?
But Blu-ray won.
Exactly,
And that was
against-
the less open.
Yeah, that's true. But
So-
it was about getting the big names behind them. Like Walmart was the tipping point, right, for that? Walmart got behind Blu-ray. And
Thing with Blu-ray now, I don't think it matters too much if it supports HDR10 versus Dolby Vision because so many people are streaming now.
Right.
And pretty much all the streaming services support both Dolby Vision and HDR10.
And that's another thing that does it take up that much more bandwidth?
The 10-bit color?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'd be an interesting thing to find out.
Yeah.
We'll have to research that.
So pretty much if you're shopping for a TV, if it doesn't mention Dolby Vision, it's most likely HDR10.
There's only one model of TV that I think
Smodel?
one model of TV that is worth it for the money right now that does both, and that's the P series from Vizio. Everything else that does both is a lot more expensive. Am I right?
From what I've seen, Samsung and like LG and Sony, I don't think they have even mentioned Dolby Vision.
Yeah,
in
they
their
don't
TVs.
even have it.
And those are all the brands that are putting out really great TVs if you want to spend a lot of money.
Yep.
So,
Interesting. HDR.
yep.
Despite how lame it sounds, trust me, there's a huge difference. The visual quality of an HDR picture versus a non-HDR picture is much, much more noticeable than 1080p to 4K.
Yeah, and
Right. Really?
and your
Really?
monitor
Because
didn't
I'm
even
still on 1080p.
Yeah, trust me. Like if you were to look at two side-by-sides, one was 1080p, one was 4K, you'd be like, okay, I can see a difference. Now, if you were to go look at those same pictures, but one was not HDR and the other one was, you'd be like, yeah, that's a huge difference.
and your monitor didn't even support contrast. The contrast support for HDR. It was just the color portion.
Yeah.
So
The monitor I got is a Asus PB32Q, I think is what it is. Anyway, it already has really, really good contrast levels because it's an AMVA panel instead of IPS or TN. All you hardcore computer nerds will know what I mean when I say that. But it also does support the 10-bit color, and yeah, just that is. Honestly, I've never used a monitor that looks that good, and it is reasonably priced as well. I'll probably have to do a full review on it in the next episode.
So for contrast, OLED has like excellent black levels, but if you're going to LCD, I would go with TVs that have what's that called? LEDs throughout.
A remote?
Grid.
Grid. No.
Pixels?
Full array.
Full array LED,
LED.
backlighting.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
And that's the Vizio P series.
Yeah, Vizio P series, the expensive Samsung, expensive Sony, and expensive
You
LGs
need to
do
get
that.
me the P series. I like the Vizio brand a lot.
Well, if you go look at actual like the deep specs of those panels, the 50, the 65, and the 7, is it a 75 or a 70?
I think it's 70.
I think that's a 70. Those are all AMVA panels as well, just like my monitor. They're not IPS. If you get the 55, though, that's IPS, so I wouldn't get the 55 because you're not going to have as good a contrast.
IPS has really good viewing angles, but worse contrast.
The trade-off is AMVA has much better contrast, but only slightly worse viewing angles. You don't lose a whole lot.
Cool.
The TVs out there that put out the best color, not necessarily contrast, but best color, is pretty much Samsung and LG with their OLEDs.
Yeah, the OLEDs are just phenomenally gorgeous.
But Vizio's P series, it doesn't do as well with color, but it's got really great contrast. But overall, it's a great TV. I actually ordered one, and we'll be reviewing it soon.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
It was TV upgrade time.
Should I buy one?
Yes.
I'm looking at the Vizio M65-C1 65-inch.
Don't get the
4K LG.
M.
Go with the 2016 P series.
Yep.
Trust
Looked
me.
it up and they don't have them.
It's only at Best
It's
Buy.
only at Best Buy right now.
It's a Best Buy exclusive.
Gross.
How much
right
is
now.
it? Do you know?
$2,000 for the 65-inch.
You can't even buy it online?
How big do
Nope.
you want?
Really?
Well,
$65,
bestbuy.com.
but like
Right.
to spend $2,000 on a TV is ridiculous.
Well, do you want a nice TV or don't
It's
you?
just because it's a
Yeah.
Best Buy. Wait till they break their chains of Best Buy, and then you can get it cheaper.
Honestly, listeners, I would suggest you wait like another year or two.
Yep.
Because
Black Friday.
things are still shaking out. Receivers are still trying to implement HDMI 2.0A or whatever. And
Well, and I would say even just for content alone, there's just not a lot of content out there to support it. The only
there's
reason,
Amazon and Netflix.
The only
and that's
reason
about
you
it.
went with it is because you were in the market for a new TV right now.
Yeah.
Because you're moving.
I'm moving, wanted
And-
a new TV, didn't want to put my old one up there, and it's been like 8 years. So
Yeah. So
Future planning.
exactly, future proofing right there. HDR. That's our deep dive. Pretty good. Pretty good if you ask me. All right, let's hit up. We're going to talk about the NVIDIA 1060.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that was the best segue ever right there.
I had to decide what I wanted to do next, and then I did, and here we are. So NVIDIA, as you know, has released a couple of new cards in the last few months. You had the 1080, the 1070, and AMD has kind of fired back with the RX 480. Now, the difference being the AMD RX 480 is geared more towards your average gamer. That card is 200 or 250, depending on if you want the 4 gig version or the 8 gig version. And it performs at right around the same level as a 390X, which at this time, I believe, still will run you over $300, like $315, somewhere around there. So you can get the same performance for about $100 less. Now, NVIDIA has announced their 1060, which is competing right and around the same area of the RX 480. It's going to come out for $250. It'll have 6 gigabytes of VRAM and exactly half as many CUDA cores as the 1080. So I think that's 1280 CUDA cores, 1280. But anyway, the point is, it's going for $250, and it will outperform a 980 according to NVIDIA. Now, the 980 was the card that was $500 last year.
Oh, yeah, for way cheaper than, right?
Yeah, so you're getting better performance and 2 gigabytes more of video RAM. Now, we're still waiting for some reviews and benchmarks to come out, but NVIDIA, oddly enough, has done a really good job with their 10 series as far as not overstating the capability of their cards. With the 1080, they claimed it would be much faster than a Titan X, and it ended up being like 30% faster than a Titan X. I mean, significantly faster for much less money. And they even said the 1070 was going to outperform the Titan X for $350 or $400, somewhere around there. And it did as well. And everyone was like, there's no way you're going to sell a card that's $350 or $400 that outperforms an $1,100 card. And they did. So chances are them claiming that this card, this 1060, will outperform last year's 980 for $250. Pretty good odds that
Good
will
track
happen.
record, right?
They have a really good track record with this.
What?
With this.
Are you being real right now?
Yeah.
Maybe
Are you
you
serious?
I'm for reals.
Dude, that's like cutting the price in half.
Yeah,
I mean,
for more performance.
Now you can make your computer still.
what are we looking at right now? You know what? No, I'm not.
That's not-
Let's go back to the card. What card did you have set up in my computer? Because you are tentatively building me a computer.
Yeah,
right
we
now.
were looking at putting a 1080 in your computer.
And that is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
That is.
No, we're talking about the 1060 right now.
Oh my gosh.
But you want the 1080 because
I want the 1080.
You want to do some 4K
I
video
want to
editing.
do 4K video editing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So.
You're just repeating everything I said.
No. I know exactly
He's
what we're talking
agreeing.
about.
He's agreeing, then repeating.
Yes.
I'm just blown out of the water.
Basically, it is amazing what NVIDIA has done with their graphics cards this go around. The value that they've put out, your performance per price, it's unmatched in the history of graphics cards right now. AMD came really close with the 480, and you could say if you bought the 4 gig version for $200, yeah, you're probably getting a little more bang for your buck. But still, it's the 1060 looks phenomenal. I can't wait to start reading reviews and benchmarks on it.
Yeah, but you got to give it to AMD with The Walking Dead. They're doing really good on
That's
that.
AMC.
Got that wrong. Back it up.
You were one letter off.
Oh.
One letter off. So anyway, we'll revisit the 10 series from NVIDIA and the 400 series from AMD as more cards come out. But
Are you
very interesting.
Are you buying a computer, James? Are you getting a 1080?
Yep.
He's going
He's
to build one.
He's looking at building one. Did you get rid of your iMac yet?
No. I got to edit.
I got
One more.
He's got to use it first.
No, I have the credit card to buy it if we were willing to pull the trigger on it right now.
No, we're waiting for the correct video card.
I thought you said this was only going to be like a week, and it has been 2, sir.
Yeah, it has been.
The 1080.
Tony, you really screwed up.
The 1080 and the 1070, they're hard to find. If you want the partner boards, they're hard to find. They sell out like this.
I want a partner board.
Of course you want a partner board, you terrible, terrible person.
Don't make fun of Arnie.
Your Arnold impression is awful.
It is not a food.
Tony worships him.
No, here's the thing.
He prays to Arnold Schwarzenegger every night.
Shh. I told you that in confidence.
love it, the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Here's the thing: is I need a computer for work. So how much longer do you think it's going to be until the other one's going to be in?
A couple weeks.
1 week.
But you said that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I did.
Should I wait till Black Friday? Is it really worth?
No.
Supply and demand, my friends.
It's just supply and demand. That's exactly what it is. Here's what we'll do.
James, I can get you what you want.
That's a lie.
Yeah,
I
totally can.
don't trust the
Stop.
man who eats dehydrated coconut.
Young
meat.
coconut. Thank you.
Apricot.
What we'll do, James, is I'll tell you exactly what card to get, and then you can just check Amazon every day, all day.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, exactly.
It is hard.
Anyway, you don't even understand. You don't get it.
How about we just
That's
wait
it.
till next week's podcast and then I'll.
We'll figure it out then.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we want to talk about?
Pokemon
Kick it
Go.
or keep it. Nope. Kick it or keep it.
Oh, the kick it or keep it. Hey,
I want to talk about Pokemon.
yeah, we're
I
gonna,
want to talk about Pokemon too.
Get there.
we're getting there. Sorry, I don't know if we were gonna get to this. I just stuffed
We
the
should
apricot in
mutiny.
my mouth.
Yeah, we should.
So the kick it or keep it's a Kickstarter.
I'd follow you.
Kickstarter
The-
segment.
Kickstarter that it makes it so that you can hear things through your bones.
Oh, it's an inductive.
It's a build. Yeah, so bone inductive sunglasses.
What?
It's sunglasses that you wear that have a hidden USB charging port, and it's got a. You can swap out the lenses for some really cool Oakley ones. They're the new kind of old school modern ones, like the. I don't really know how to describe that, Tony.
Are they like really ugly or something?
No, they're really cool.
Oh, those are chunky.
Yeah.
Zungle?
So yeah, Zundle.
Really? Zungle?
Yeah, so Zungle
I think they look
sunglasses.
kind of cool.
Yeah, they're kind of coming back. That
Yeah,
style's
they're
coming
kind of.
back.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. Better come back considering
that-
I ordered 250 of
My
them.
page won't come up.
There's
Probably ugly.
there's another picture down that looks a lot better.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so they have
I'd keep that.
they have inductive the bone conducting sound. I have it.
So
Anyway, you turn them on and they're Bluetooth headset basically. And
They are
What do
chunky.
they do? Are they sound?
sound.
Yeah, they're headphones,
they can,
basically.
They can do calls too. They've got noise canceling
They
for,
do
for the
sound.
calls, and they're Bluetooth headset.
That's
Wow.
pretty. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
did you see the?
They go through the.
how much are
bones.
they?
They're
They're-
Kickstarter.
Their goal was 50 grand. They've hit 1.6 million.
Yeah, they're
Which
way
means
over.
that you're never going to get it.
No, It means you probably will.
Never
Yeah.
gonna
Really?
get it, never
Yeah.
gonna get
I
it.
It's like
thought
this one's
hardware-
probably going to come through.
What was the
Never gonna get
statistic?
it,
I
never
thought
gonna
hardware,
get
statistically speaking, doesn't hit market for like years after
Oh
it's
yeah,
promised.
I'm sure this will be
This will be delayed 5 times before it comes out.
probably.
Just like every other Kickstarter project.
Probably.
But it's pretty cool, like, to have sound come through your bones.
Have you guys ever put anything up on Kickstarter before?
No.
You mean donated?
Yeah.
To
Oh,
no,
donated?
not donated, but like you yourself put something up on Kickstarter.
Like an invention?
To ask
No,
for
I'm
donation?
not. I'm not rich enough to make a prototype. So
Do I look like I'm capable of doing something
We
like
should
that?
put this podcast up on Kickstarter.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes no sense. I don't think you know what Kickstarter is.
Nope.
This conversation's going nowhere.
I'll give you time
Anyway.
to look up the next story.
Anyway, think about those. Kick it or keep it. That's our. I say
Those
they're
are kinda
gonna.
cool.
I think they're gonna make it.
They're only up for
I say
another
keep it.
4 more days.
Yeah, go check them out. You can go to their Kickstarter page, or you can go, which has some cool slides, or you can go to their webpage. That also has some cool slides and
Another awesome
Shows
thing
pictures.
that's ridiculous is this automatic sunscreen applicator.
What?
Yeah, you like get into
a
this
booth.
pod looking thing, and it sprays sunscreen all over you
So
as
you can't
it
do this?
spins you in a circle.
You just
So-
can't do the spray on thing. Just can't.
No,
too
no,
complicated.
it's for people who don't like doing
And
that.
by the way, have you ever done a spray on tan? By any chance, have you done that?
That's,
no, probably
that's
not.
exactly what this
No.
is. It sounds like just
Yeah,
sunscreen
But
instead
it's
of fake
awful.
tan.
It's
So you
so
can-
cold.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
but this is on a hot day when you want to be cold.
And I
You
think
wouldn't be
that-
putting sunscreen on if it wasn't a hot day.
Think that until you have all this hot skin, and then something like ice cold hits
How
you.
many
and it's
times do you
terrible.
spray on tan?
I only did it once, and I couldn't really breathe.
So I would think that this would be applicable towards doing that. Just switch out the the formula.
why would
used,
you
That's
right?
what I'm
wanna-
saying.
But look at the girl in the video. She's so happy.
She looks completely happy.
Yeah, she's like
It's also stop animation, so she probably cried in between and then they started smiling.
no,
at the
she's
end.
she's put on these huge sunglasses so it doesn't get into her eye. But I would totally do that. I hate putting on sunscreen. It's the
Looks
worst
like
thing
a
ever.
shower. You can, there's a big thing about aerosol sunscreen
Sunscreen?
right now. It's causing cancer because of the aerosol. So probably get on board with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, are
Like,
you?
you're
being-
not supposed-
That's
you're
what
not
I
supposed to breathe it.
exclusively lose.
Well,
Use.
for adult, it's
You do lose.
the warnings for children because children don't know not to breathe that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they breathe.
Children
the
are so dumb.
I know. I
Got
have
that
3.
right.
Love you guys.
That's why you got to keep the oven closed. Am I right?
Oh no, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, never have kids, James. Please.
James has been reading way too much Grimm's fairy tales.
Is
it
that a
sounds
real
like.
thing? Do they stick kids into ovens?
That's what the whole Hansel and Gretel story was about.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
No, guys. James
Man.
just came up with cooking children on his own.
My name's
that's-
Hansel, and
like
this
he
is
didn't
my
know the
sister
story.
Gretel. We make in the oven.
That's nope.
That's close to your best accent ever.
It's
sadly.
real nice. We make it the cookies.
Dude,
Oh,
German.
There it goes again.
Oh,
You know what will get him to stop making accents? If we talk about Pokemon.
Do we want to talk about that now?
Pokemon Go.
I think we're going to talk about Pokemon Go now.
boo.
Okay, so I have a level 8. I'm a level 8 guy.
Level 8.
Level 8.
Well, what is it?
I'm a level 5.
You're level 5? Weak little 5.
What's Pokemon Go?
Why don't
If
you
don't-
explain it?
If you don't know what Pokemon Go is, you must have had your head under a rock for the last 5 days because everyone knows about this game.
It's actually hitting major news outlets. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there's enough
So-
people being absurd about it.
I went to drop off my brothers-in-law yesterday in Provo.
Uh-huh.
Drove by the Provo City Library or whatever it was. There were 300 people in the parking lot playing Pokemon at 10 a.m. at night, 10 p.m.
10
at
a.m.
night.
at night.
It's crazy.
300 people.
Yeah.
It took me 45 minutes to go to the grocery store and get milk because I drove 15 miles an hour. That's the speed. That's the speed at which you. That's the limits.
To count your steps
Yeah,
towards
so
hatching
it's
your
actually
eggs.
20 miles if you don't do that, but they won't really appear at above 30.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was
So
driving.
do you have to shake your phone like a pedometer so you're sitting in the car like this?
No, I have mine in a mount, and I tapped it, so I didn't look like I was doing any of what you were just doing in the car, going
Wait,
15
so-
miles an hour.
So you have to like walk to incubate your eggs. so they
Real
hatch.
miles.
Yeah.
So does it use the accelerometer?
It uses the pedometer
It uses the pedometer and GPS.
and GPS. So
All
it's-
right.
I'm really hoping that they figure out a way to just use the internal pedometer so
Yeah.
you don't have to have the app open because as of
Yeah,
this
it's
recording,
terrible.
you have to have the app open for
Which
it to count towards.
destroys your battery.
Oh,
it
yeah.
sucks your battery dry.
All right, and I made a list of likes, dislikes, and fixes.
Okay, James.
Can
Oh,
we
yeah.
go through that really quick?
Yes.
Let's hear this.
Here we go. Okay, likes.
Oh, I'm doing a crappy accent. My name's James.
James. Was that you, James?
That was so mean.
That was,
me.
that was Tony. I could have sworn.
I'm on Team James on this one.
Oh. Sorry.
I'm James.
What? James.
All right. First off,
Sorry.
you finally get to be the trainer that you wanted to be since you were like 10 years old.
I just had to give you a little dose of your own
Pokemon came out when
medicine.
I was like 16, and I didn't really care about it.
My name's
Same, James.
My name's Tony. I know
Karen.
video games,
look
and I like watching Rick and Morty.
Let me tell you something, Morty.
I don't know, Rick. I don't know.
Let's get back to the thing.
Oh, okay.
Just go back to the thing.
So, the other nice thing too is they stick to the original 150, or I don't know, maybe 151 original Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which is nice. You don't have any of these stupid watered down Western family great value Pokemon that they had to add to
Western Family Pokemon.
To keep the game interesting
yeah, to
and
keep
make
the game
more
interesting.
characters. Yeah, okay.
I like the original 150.
What's a Western Family Pokemon?
I don't know, whatever the new ones
I
are.
don't know, but
Flaming
you gotta-
horse.
You got to go catch one.
That's Ponyta Rapidash.
Well, that'd be the Western Family version.
Duh.
Right?
Which I have.
They when you find them, they have great animations for them. So it's like they're actually kind of there. You know, it's none of this like holding still.
I had to do a double take. I had to
Rigor
look
mortis.
behind my phone to see if it really was there or not.
This is called an augmented reality game. You see the camera, your camera takes a picture or video of whatever's in front of you, and then it puts the image of what they want you to catch on the screen. Augmented reality.
And it seems, as of right now, like the servers are finally working.
They delayed the release for a lot of people.
Yeah, because they're
to
still
make it
working
work.
on server issues.
If you're in a different country, do not download the APK for Android because there's so many viruses people are putting
yeah.
into it. So
Yep.
just
Yeah,
wait, be
get it.
patient.
Get it from the store when
Yep.
it comes out.
Yep.
And apparently, like, I haven't really had too many problems like connecting to it as of recently, but the main problems that I have are with the gyms. Like,
Yeah.
there's the one hit point glitch. There's the gym won't even load.
Whoa. 1 hit point glitch?
Yeah, you can battle at a gym until the enemy gets down to 1 hit point, and then it just stops.
Oh, I was hoping it would work in your favor.
All right, so here are my dislikes.
Dang.
The whole gym setup. I'll go into this with the fixes on how they can fix it, but like everything pertaining to the gym I don't like. You can't battle other trainers, but I understand they're fixing that.
That should hopefully be coming out in a future update.
But
But as of right now, you can't, and that is kind of a bummer.
Can't build Rome in one day.
you can't trade Pokemon.
Also, should be coming out in a future update.
The AR, the augmented reality, like Tony was talking about in Go, in the app doesn't force the Pokemon into a fixed position, which I don't know how they would do that with the technology that we have right now.
That would require a lot more work on the camera and the processor.
Image processing. You'd have to be scanning
But
the image.
still,
Exactly.
like, I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago, Google Maps, this was like a joke. It was a April Fool's Day thing. Do you guys remember that?
No, refresh our
It
memory.
was they pretty much put it out on April Fool's Day, and it integrated into Google Maps, kind of like how it is now. But they had a commercial where like you would walk around, and instead of the system that they have now, where you walk around and you find them, you tap on them, and then you go to camera, it was literally all done in camera. Like one of the cutscenes was you took out a fishing rod, and then you threw it into the lake, and then you would wind it back in, and then that's how you would catch stuff, like in the lake. And you know, it was more looking around and that kind of stuff, and that isn't really a thing, and it's kind of a bummer. But you know, it is what it is. They need to make Pokemon types more available depending on their geographical location. What I mean by that is,
I think that does happen. It's just not very well done.
yeah.
If you go to a lake, you'll find more water Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is I went to Utah Lake the other day, and I did not find any.
Wait, you went to Utah Lake for the sole purpose of playing Pokemon Go?
110% sole purpose.
Also, I don't know. I'm not sure if Utah Lake's actually filled with water. It might.
Well,
just
that's the
be
thing is, I don't-
industrial runoff.
knows?
I don't know if they just took the entire region and just said, "This is a desert. We're gonna put like
Oh, yeah, maybe.
deserty type Pokemon," and then in like California, they're like, "Well, we got a little bit of everything. We're awesome."
So we need to specifically go on vacation just for Pokemon Go.
Well, I would think that like even walking next to a creek or something, it would sense because it has the blue outlines of water
Yeah.
when you're kind of close to water.
Depends on how big that body of water is, but yeah.
Yeah, but even like I said, next to Utah Lake, I didn't find any. And like I got a water type Pokemon in the middle of a dry parking lot.
Well, you know,
So-
sometimes
There's
they got to go to the store too.
Underground well, man. Dude,
Yep.
they're going deep.
And then it kind of lost the whole core mechanic of Pokemon. Like, I
Well,
get that this
yeah.
is kind of looked at as more of like a health centric app, but at the same time, it's Pokemon, so you need to make it more Pokemon-y.
Let me tell you why I think.
Pokemon-y.
Let me tell you why I think it's less like Pokemon in that you don't have to battle the
You have to weaken
Pokemon.
them, right?
You don't have to weaken them before
Yeah.
you catch them. It would take so much longer for you to get Pokemon that
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Like people would end up standing in the same place for a lot longer than they already are.
So
That could be an issue.
They do have a difficulty-based metric in there. Like, if the CP is high, if that, what do they call
no, I've gotten something that has like an orange ring around it that has had double-digit CP.
Yeah.
Versus like I've had a green one that's triple-digit, like high.
Yeah,
triple
I don't
digits.
know. I don't know exactly
that?
how.
Oh, it
that
didn't. I thought the
works.
CP is supposed to be based on that ring, and if you have to have a good, better toss. No?
It's not based on
Oh,
And
that.
sad.
can we settle something too? Do you need to throw it at the Pokemon when the ring is bigger or smaller?
Smaller gets you
See,
a better.
and I always thought it was
Yeah.
like you need to get it inside the ring.
If you get it inside
So-
the ring, you get a nice, a great, or a perfect.
It's like a bullseye.
And the better, like a nice gives you 10 point extra XP. A great gives you 50 extra XP for that capture.
And
And a
excellent
perfect gives you, or an excellent gives you 100.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you want to get inside that
But you wanna
dot
let
as
it-
it's
you wanna
closing.
let it get small.
Yeah,
And
you
then
want
you-
to let it get small, and you want to hit it in the middle.
And then you add the curveball to it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
that
you can
thing's
take it and you
so
can spin
hard.
it.
I wasted not an inconsiderable amount
Yeah.
of Pokeballs just
Me
trying to do
too.
that and get an excellent throw.
So the fixes that I came up with is the gyms. I would say make them more like a game. Have defined gyms. People are already traveling to play this game anyway, but like have like a rock type gym and a fire type gym and a thunder type gym. And with that, like give out badges. Like we don't have any badges in this game, and that's kind of dumb to me.
Team
That-
changing. I would like that added.
No, there are badges.
What do you mean?
You do get badges
Well,
for
you get they're
achievements.
more like achievements.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But they're not like you don't beat a gym and you don't get a badge like you did in the
Yeah,
original
there's
game.
no way to like show off the badges that you have. I mean, there
Right.
should be a whole page just dedicated to like, oh, sweet, look at your badges, kind of thing.
And, maybe that's something they'll add in the future, but that is definitely something I think that they could add.
Now,
It would be cool.
something that they need to add sooner rather than later too is some kind of an exchange system in this game, because I don't know how many Ratatats you guys have, but like I have 151 just Ratatat candies just hanging out.
I
You
cannibalize
should use them
those.
to
Power up
evolve
one.
some Rattatas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I already have. I already and see, I'm more of a collector. Like I battle every now and then, but I like finding them and collecting them. What they need to do. So I came up with this conversion system.
Okay.
You trade 4 candies for 1 Stardust,
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
or you can trade 4 Stardust for 1
400?
candy. No,
Oh, yeah.
well 400. Sorry,
So
yeah,
100
400
Stardust.
Stardust.
I would
And then
actually.
that way it goes-
I would get behind that.
Yeah,
That would
because
be cool.
I mean, if you have like a Charmander, I mean, how many Charmanders do you find?
Yeah, how you
It
gonna
breaks
get
the, but
Charmander.
yeah,
How
but
you
except for
gonna
the
level that
the candies are supposed to be super rare, and it kind of breaks the double pay system, right? Can't you pay to get more candies or stuff?
No.
No.
The
Can't
only
do
way
that?
you get more candies is by catching Pokemon. You usually get 3 per capture
Yeah.
of that type that you captured.
The type of candy, yeah.
Or you get 1 for trading it back into the professor.
Right.
Which I do kind of wish that if you traded a high CP Pokemon,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
should get more candy
Yeah,
for that.
or if you've evolved it and you're like, oh, I've got a Rapidash that's
Because
super-
you trade a 10 CP Pidgey, and it's like, okay, cool, here's your 1 candy. Or maybe you have, for some reason, you have a bunch of 150 CP Pidgeys or 200, and you trade that 1 candy.
right. Or if you've evolved them and you find a better one that you want to start over,
You
like
get 1 candy.
I didn't
Yeah.
know about the CP thing, so I evolved my first Rattata like all the way up at
Yeah.
10 CP.
Oh,
And he's garbage.
Yeah.
And then I caught another Rattata like at 150 CP starting. And could have a much powerful Raticate or whatever.
So I'm going to hold on to the candy just in case, like,
Yeah, you
something
might as well.
gets implemented later.
Right.
Or they need, I don't know, like a system at least to trade for like Pokeballs or something other than buying them.
or if you catch a really high-ended, like a really high CP, whatever Raticate candy, you can up him and sell your evolved one or whatever.
So what you're talking about more would be more like a buy and sell system that you find at an RPG.
Yeah.
Where you can sell, you go to someone or the Pokemon store or whatever, and you have a powerful Rattata, and they'll say, I'll trade you 5 berries, a Pokeball, and blah,
Right.
blah, blah for that.
I just found a Pokemon.
Which one?
It's a Rattata.
There we go.
Rat-a-tat.
Exactly what we're talking about. And then
Rattata.
the last but not least thing that I would fix right now is the gym. So you can see when somebody's battling at a
Yeah,
gym.
you
Yeah.
can.
You can see like
You see a weird graphic
dust
of them
kick up
fight
and
up,
stuff. I wish that you could. If I could fix it, I
Spectate.
wish that you could spectate.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome to watch people fight.
It would be
that'd be
cool,
cool.
but there's no skill or anything involved with the fighting. You just sit there and tap the guy.
Well, yeah, and they need to make it at least like some kind of like it's one finger to do a certain attack, 2 fingers to do another attack. 3
that would be
fingers.
cool.
But
Right.
that's really cool to watch. I mean, so the team stuff is kind of what we didn't talk about. Like you can choose red, blue, yellow, right?
Yeah, red, blue,
And
blue,
you can
yellow.
choose it once. It's pretty important to know what you and your friends are going to do. I have 2 accounts now. I had a Pokemon trainer. I got up to level 7 and joined the yellow team at my work. And then in talking with these guys today on IM,
What is the yellow team even called?
Instinct.
I heard the yellow team sucks.
I heard,
The yellow team.
No, that's
is
what
the
my coworkers told
Hufflepuff
me.
of the team.
No way, they're yellow. Blue is
Hufflepuff. They
It's
are
the
the
Hufflepuff.
worst.
what's blue
is-
then?
Blue's Gryffindor.
Yeah,
Obviously.
Gryffindor all the way.
Oh, okay. Well, doesn't matter. I have a blue too. I made another account and I went and sat at the lure. There's this is what's the genius. Like we kind of need to touch on what the real life implications of this game, like moving actual bodies to locations,
Getting people outside.
and getting like I went into Mobetta's, which is by my work, and went there because they had lures running.
Yeah.
Like that's why I went there. If they didn't, I wouldn't have gone there. I would have gone somewhere else. But it had lures running, and I went there, decided to eat because I could sit there and power level my Pokemon and beat James twice to level 5.
Jaren.
Jaren twice to level 5. He was behind us.
Well, because I started last Sunday, I think.
I started
Saturday.
When
the-
like
I s-
everybody else.
I started at 11 a.m. and had
No, like
level
2 days
5 by
ago.
2
Everyone
PM.
started a week ago.
So-
So I just tried to catch a Rattata, and
There it
it froze.
Yeah.
Mine did
Yeah.
that
Okay,
too.
so let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about the server issues and
Ooh.
the instability of the app in
I did
general.
not plan well.
So here's the thing. I will say that the idea for this and everything, that when it's working well, is a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah, it is.
I'm very excited about this app. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing it, but there are still server issues. Just before we started recording, my wife Megan tried to log on and could not.
yeah.
Well,
They
and
slowed their
Can I
roll.
even say something about that too, really quick?
Yeah.
So I put it out there on Twitter the other day because I just got so frustrated with it. I was like, "Why do you even release a game like this
They had
if you're not ready?" But the thing is,
They had no idea how
Well,
much
and-
it would blow up.
but like somebody they wrote back and they're like, "What did they say?" They said something to the extent of like, what did they say?
That's cool.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here's the punchline. I
Well,
forgot the punchline.
speaking of tweeting, to
Oh yeah,
them,
yeah. No, you shouldn't count on any game the first week that it comes out. Like I'm the a-hole for.
Yeah.
But there has to be like
Duh,
certain.
James.
There has to be like certain I mean, am I wrong about this?
Oh, no.
Like there's certain
No.
expectations.
They
with
launched
games.
it. They should support it. Like
Yeah.
infrastructure wise, they did not. They underestimated the obsession of Pokemon in the U.S. or they
By
massively
far.
underplanned for it.
I just got Mankey, guys.
Hey, way to
But
go.
did you hear the tweet that Amazon CTO did to the guys at Niantic?
No, what
he,
is-
he
what-
basically said, "Hey guys, I've got some servers. If
Amazon Web Service.
Amazon can help you out." He's like, "I'm not trying to be an a-hole, but we can definitely help you out." So
Do you know how bad a service you have to be giving to how many people for Amazon to be like, "Hey guys, hey,
I
guys need some help?"
well, and he basically was like, "Look, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I want it to work.
Yeah.
I just want to play the game."
Yeah.
Like it was probably like his kids or his nephew were like, "Dad."
I can't play Pokemon.
Oh, don't even
you
say his
Twitter?
kids or his nephew. You know it was him.
That could have been, definitely.
I don't know. I think
The-
if I had that poll, I'd definitely send
The
that
average age of the people that I would see that comes out is my age, like
Yeah.
so
Mid-20s.
late 20s, early 30s.
tweet.
Yeah.
I had
Late
almost as fun
20s.
this weekend hunting those people as I did Pokemon.
Oh, I took pictures
Yeah.
every time
I
I
saw-
lit something up. It's like
Yep.
10 people.
So-
I saw people swerving off the side of the road.
So
I
I
mean,
was, our company had a golf tournament this last weekend, and on Saturday, and Jaron and I were on the same team, and we were playing on I think the 10th hole or something like that. It's up by a mountain. It's Cedar Hills Golf Course over here in American Fork. we're sitting there hitting the balls around, doing our golf thing.
Like real men.
Like real men. And I see these two probably late teens, early 20s guys.
They were 20s.
Probably early 20s. Come walking up the cart path, just like dump. They got
on a golf course.
On a golf course, they got backpacks on and everything, and one of them has their phone out. And I look at him, and I say, "Hey, you playing Pokemon?"
Yeah.
He turns around, and is like, "Yeah." But I'm also we're going on a hike too, so like trying to cover up that all they're doing is out looking for Pokemon.
And then they almost walked right into the path of where we were going to hit the ball.
Yeah,
we had to warn them.
We warned them, guys, don't go yet. We're going to hit the ball.
There's big events going on. I have been approached. I'm not a super like go talk to strangers person, but I have been approached by many people because I go solo and walk around by my work and on my lunch and whatever. And I've had many people come up and be like, "Pokemon Go." I'm like, yeah, I don't know you, stranger danger. But he's like, we're doing an event at the park. You should just like, there's just a huge like mobilization to get it, and I don't understand why you would do it in groups, but
because it's fun.
I guess
it
speaks to the 300 people I saw at 10 p.m. at night.
It's just it's the social aspect.
That's the guy I talked to. He said he was there. He said he was there at Provo Library doing he's like, we had this big thing last night. There was like 300 or 400 of us. They're doing it.
It's crazy. I can't believe how many people are doing it.
It's crazy.
And for me, I have never played a Pokemon game. I've never seen the cartoon or movie or whatever it is. So I really don't understand any of the story.
It's not for you.
This is my first Pokemon experience, and I'm only doing it so I can talk about it here. But honestly, I'm kind of having a little bit of fun. I have no idea what all this means still, but
you could find
I don't understand why people are going so crazy about it.
You could find stuff in real life.
It's
too.
the nostalgia, man. So many people played Pokemon when they were younger. I mean,
also
we're talking about a game series that spanned. It's going on 15 plus, I think, almost 20 years now.
Right.
Of gaming,
and still seems new.
And not to mention that it came out on the Game Boy. We're talking about lowest barrier of entry for gaming back before there were phones out, because you could get a Game Boy for like $80 and play Pokemon. Everyone played Pokemon.
You're like 20 years older than us, Owen. How did you get into Pokemon?
Kids, it was glorious. My kid got a DS, and so I got a R4i card and downloaded every single ROM that Nintendo ever made.
Sounds like you.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, try Pokemon." He sounds just like that. It's really strange, but so I put Pokemon on there, and then he played it. And he's like, "Dad, how do I do this? Dad, how do I do this? Dad, how do I do this?" And so I just ended up playing it for hours and hours and hours until eventually,
Dad, give it back.
Until eventually,
Dad,
I
you're
was
a jerk.
like, "Yeah, that's exactly how it went." It went with him being
Dad,
like,
you're a 6 out of 10.
Are you playing, Dad? Are you gonna play? Are you gonna play? And eventually, I had to just be like, "Go break it," because he traded.
Go break it?
Because he sold one of the rare Pokemon. Like he broke something in the game. Like he did something in the game that you can't undo. It's one that you have to do a special thing to get this one tree Pokemon. And
then he got rid of it.
And I said, "Don't do this because we have to get this water bottle to spray the tree so we can get this tree Pokemon." And he chopped it down. And so I was like, "You know what? I hate this game. Not playing it anymore. Take a game and do whatever you want with it." And I never played it since.
I hope you never get into doing drugs.
Me too. I don't. Too. Also, I also hope that doesn't happen. So anyway, but I mean, that's where I got into it.
Take it to math and they'll be heated up.
Yeah, so addictive personality, yeah. So what? That's how I am. I played Ultima for 700 hours.
Right.
Anyway.
So anyway, yeah, it spans generations. I mean,
it's pretty fun.
I've
had a lot of fun with it.
And Nintendo's made crazy amount of money.
Oh man.
Well, their stock price has gone up a crazy amount.
25%.
So Nintendo owns 33% of Pokemon. The other 33% is owned by
Niantic?
No, the Pokemon Company.
Pokemon Company.
And then the third 33% is owned by Bandai, I believe.
You know that Niantic Labs spun out of Google?
Yep.
Yeah, I did not know
that.
that.
They came out of Google. Niantic Labs came out of Google, and they left when they changed it over to Alphabet.
Oh.
And so you know that Google's got a big stake in this. And
so Nintendo stock has gone up $11 billion US since its release.
$11 billion?
$11
not yen? Are you sure?
US dollars.
Yep. So
according to courts.
If you invested in Nintendo about 3 weeks ago.
Dang it.
You're a happy person.
So I hope this shows Nintendo that they can make a whole lot more money releasing software for other platforms than just restricting it to their own.
Yeah, my favorite meme so far has been the Nintendo's mobile chart, and it goes 2010 or 2009 nothing, and 2010 still nothing. Nope.
iPhone.
Yeah,
What's
iPhone,
that? Android.
What's that? And
What's
then
that?
2016 changed the world. Change society as we know it.
Well, that's the thing, is back to what we were saying. It really is. I mean, people are, when it comes to this Pokemon game, they're just friendly out in public, for the most part. You playing Pokemon? Yeah, let's go over here. Hey, cool.
People say hi to me. They never say hi to me.
Exactly.
Because I look like a jerk.
Jaren's
I also
usually
look like a jerk.
So
And then everybody sees Tony and they're like, "Hey, he's so big."
yeah, they run away. I don't look like a jerk. I look like a Sasquatch.
Oh, I'm gonna eat you.
No,
Hey, reference back to our Hansel and Gretel thing that we were talking about earlier.
indeed.
Yeah.
However, I'm kind of worried about the privacy implications here. I'm usually not that guy, but
Guess
this
who?
is-
I always am.
Guess who's
And I
not
am
worried
on.
about this? Me, because I'm on an Android phone.
well,
Yep.
like first of all, they know exactly where you are all the time because
That's
everyone
true.
has the app open all the time.
That's true.
And apparently, for only iOS devices, it gives Niantic full access to your Google account, meaning they can read your emails, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta delete some emails.
It's probably a mistake, and they'll probably fix it. But
Did it say when you downloaded the app and installed it? Did it say that it was going to have access to all that
it didn't
stuff?
say full access. No.
Oh.
But there's some crazy stuff going on, like the girl that found a dead body.
In
Yeah.
Wyoming?
You read that up in
Yeah.
Wyoming,
Yeah.
and then the guys in Missouri that were robbing people. They were lured. Missouri. They were setting up. They were using their lures to get people to come to this Poke Spot that was kind of in the middle of a parking lot.
And then robbing them?
And then
So they could
yanking
poke 'em.
and they would yank them into the back of this BMW SUV, rob them at gunpoint, and then send them on their way. Yeah,
At least it was a BMW SUV.
yeah. Hey,
Right?
you're look at
If I want to be robbed, I
look
want
at
it
the
to be
people
in a
you're-
nice car.
look at the people you're robbing. I mean,
at least it wasn't in like a Chevy all-terrain
yeah, they're like
4x4.
that's true.
Am I right?
You're right.
You're right.
Totally.
I don't know. They still
BMW.
got robbed.
They did get robbed. The guys got caught. The four guys got arrested. But
Oh, good.
be careful out
Crime
there.
doesn't pay.
Look up. That's another big one. Don't drive with it. Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
don't
So-
play while you're driving.
I mean, unless
obviously.
you've got the sponsor. I've outsourced all of my Pokemon catching to my kids. I drive around the neighborhood at 15 miles an hour, and they catch all
Whoa,
the
you
Pokemon.
seriously do this as an activity?
Yeah, it's great. And walking's for chumps. I mean, I do miss out on the 15, like the walking. So this kind of shows that if you give people an expectation or a task in real life, they'll do it. Like you literally have to walk 1.5 or 5K to hatch an egg.
Right.
Real life. Now, it's glitchy. I have a spot in my office that if I just set my phone down, keep hopping from my office out to I-15 and back and forth and back and forth.
It counts those steps.
And it counts those steps. And so I can just sit there. And obviously, if you're in an office park next to a lure or next to a Pokestop, you can just sit there, wait for it to discharge, and then spin it again.
Yeah.
And you can just bank on those. So depending on how close you are, a lot of business parks have those lures there because the restaurants pay. Like this is the genius of the app, is that they're paying to get real bodies to the geolocation.
Oh, and ever since you rated your kids 8 out of 10, your family life just intrigues me so much.
Yeah, well.
And-
You rated
and-
your kids 5 out of 10?
No,
8.
8.
Every week you
And
talk about your family.
upgraded
I'm just like
them
more and more intrigued.
10 out of 10. We've been over this.
I just want to be a fly on the wall in your household.
You do
Do you
not.
just buy candy and give it to your kids and hope that they'll evolve?
No.
They evolved into
No, but that
a
is a
diabetic.
great idea.
Have this Esau candy.
Yeah.
You only need to eat 50 of them, and then you'll grow
No.
up big and strong.
No,
Put it in your mouth.
Just turns him hyper. My kids. I don't know if this is technically true or not, but I believe that they have hypoglycemia because if they don't eat, they're monsters. Like literal, like not
Could
just
be,
like
could be.
cranky, whatever, but they're like, I hate you and I want to cut you. And if I give them food, we call it the magic. And
Jeez, I sure hope this doesn't resurface when his kids turn 30. Push
Who
them over,
knows?
they just come right back up.
yeah,
Nothing
weeble
lasts
wobbles.
forever on the internet, right?
Nothing.
That's right. It doesn't. No one.
You'll
will.
be fine. I love you, children from the future.
I have
Please take
hypoglycemia.
care of me when I'm old.
I have hypoglycemia.
A plea from past Owen to future children.
I have a
and
diabetic
grandchildren.
joke if you guys want to hear it after
I
the
do.
show.
Oh, I want to hear it right
Yeah,
now.
Right now?
It's most
Is it-
definitely
wait,
not
it-
appropriate.
Well, it's my one of my good buddies' wives
gonna do
has
doing
diabetes, and I always tell him when she starts getting snarky with him, just to take her Skittles away, and she'll take a nap,
Oh my gosh.
Coma.
and then we can hang out all night.
You're a bad person.
No, that's
Man.
genius.
Hey, it's only
It's genius.
Okay.
Don't be awake to tell me that I'm a bad person.
So, final verdict on Pokemon. For me, I can't give a final verdict yet because I want to be able to rate it when it's actually working all the way.
6 out of 10.
Pre-verdict, I'm going to say a 7.5 out of 10.
What?
Yeah, I like it that much. I'll
What's
give
a
it a
0 and
7.5.
what's a 10 to you? We need to see your spectrum.
No, we don't.
So I grade along the same spectrum as video game websites and most other places where it's not like A, B, C, D, F grades. A 70 is not average. A 5 is average.
Yeah.
So a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10, that's pretty good. I mean, that's
pretty
worth downloading and playing, but just keep your expectations reined in because there are server issues right now and the app sometimes crashes. But it is a lot of fun.
I'm at level 11.
11 out of 10?
Well, I'm at level 12 because I'm counting both of my accounts.
Oh, that doesn't count.
That
I was
doesn't
going to
count.
say I'm 14. I have no idea how you're that high.
I thought you were rating.
No, the game. I
game.
rate the game. I rate the game a good 8.5.
Okay.
Better than my children out of the gate. Now, remember that's subject to change once things improve.
Right.
And my third child, I mean, just like this game, it's gonna raise the average. I think they'll be great.
Hey,
You tell us you don't want us to bring that up, and then you bring it up
I'm
every
sorry.
week.
I didn't bring it up this week. I'm just continuing on. Somebody else brought it this week, and I'm just making it happen.
Jaron, what do you give it?
Right now, I give it a 7,
Out of?
10.
Cool.
What else is there?
Well, it might be out of 15.
We don't know. James is about
always
to
out
give
of
his
10.
rating, so we don't know.
Always out of 10.
I give
But
it.
I'm not a Pokemon guy. But I'm still having a lot
But
of
you
fun
still
with it.
give it a 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
That's why I give it 8.5.
Yeah, that's pretty
I'm not a
good.
Pokemon guy, but
But
it's a lot of fun.
It may increase over time.
Or it may
Who knows?
decrease.
Yeah.
It's a living game.
That's the thing about games like this and MMOs and stuff like that. You can't just give it a rock hard, solid. This is the rating because it evolves as the game changes.
As do the Pokemon.
As do the Pokemon.
Boom. That's
James, what do you give it?
6.
6 out of
Whoa,
10.
I was
Wow.
expecting 9.
No. It's good. It's good, not great. Like I said, the battling system in it needs to change. You need to be able to trade. And I hate how this company, underneath it says the Pokemon Company, and like right out the gate it didn't work. Like I just
Well,
I don't accept that.
It's called the Pokemon Company because it is the Pokemon Company.
Yeah, but it makes it look like Niantic or whatever it is the
Niantic
Pokemon
Labs.
Company.
Oh.
No, there's a big line underneath.
Yeah, there's a
Niantic.
line.
It doesn't matter. It feels like a tagline.
Have you ever
to
heard
me.
of two companies working together to achieve something great?
We call that collaboration and synergy in the business
Yeah,
world.
Owen and his wife did it to make their kids. Am I right?
He's right.
Was there a line underneath you, Owen?
Owen and
It's like a divide line between.
There's usually a sheet.
There's lots of things.
you got Owen Esau, line, wife.
It's like it's actually an equation. See,
Oh.
equals child.
Owen
Okay.
Esau, sheet over his head, wife.
Whatever. There's
Mom
so many
plus
jokes, but
question mark.
I'm not going to go
equal
into.
James.
I
So
don't
many
need to-
good jokes.
I don't need to validate that with any type of humorous response.
That's right. All right.
I have the kids. I make the popcorn, the shrimp.
That's all we got for today, guys.
Some popcorn shrimp.
We are done. That is it.
You get ring me in,
We-
Tony.
Stumbling across the finish line.
We hope you care.